Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Preston Endress. Authorities say over 20 fire departments responded to a multiple house fire in Coaldale, Schuylkill County Wednesday night. According to officials, 3 houses in total were included in the incident, and crews were called to the scene at East Howard Avenue around 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. It is unknown at this time exactly how many people were injured, but officials say 2 individuals were hospitalized, with one being life-flighted via helicopter. Authorities say that the Coaldale Fire Department is targeting the incident response. Stay tuned on WYLN for updates. Hershey is planning to raise candy prices, citing record-high cocoa costs. The company informed retailers last week that consumers can expect a price jump in the double digits. This increase not only affects prices but also involves reducing the size or quantity of candy in each package. In recent years, cocoa prices have soared due to weather issues and crop disease in many top-producing countries. Hershey says this specific price increase is not tariff-related, and the company has requested the government apply a tariff exemption to cocoa. Ricketts Glen State Park has reopened its popular swimming area at Lake Jean after recent water tests showed safe conditions. The beach had been closed since last Thursday due to elevated bacteria levels detected during a routine test. Park officials confirmed that the new samples have met safety standards, allowing the area to welcome swimmers once again. Ricketts Glen, located in northeastern Pennsylvania, is a well-known destination for hiking, camping, and swimming. The park's Lake Jean is a favorite summer spot for locals and visitors alike. Churchgoers feel it is time to guide children on a majestic journey to explore the importance of Bible study. Children of different ages are set to learn about Scripture, faith, and building strong friendships at Vacation Bible School, a Bible study program for kids with particular fun themes. The theme of this year's Vacation Bible School is True North, as children will go on an Alaskan adventure with beautiful glaciers, tall mountains, and the Northern Lights. According to church leaders, the Vacation Bible Study, being assisted by at least 200 volunteers and having hundreds of kids taught great lessons, makes it their biggest public event. The goal of teaching the children is working out positively, and according to Pastor Josh Coldren, the program is about pointing out the importance of having God in their lives and making an environment to give young minds hope. The event has been active the whole summer so far, with this one in particular starting last Monday, July 21st to Friday, July 25th at the Cross Creek Community Church. It will not be over, as the Vacation Bible School will move to the Holy Trinity Lutheran Church from Monday, August 4th to Friday, August 8th. The program is free and open to the public. Coming up on WYLN News, the Wilkes-Barre Township Police Department is investigating a recent stabbing. Plus, a missing teen from Scranton has been found. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network and Jefferson Health, investing in your well-being and building healthier communities, because more expertise and convenient care mean better outcomes and a healthier you. Learn more at lvhn.org/Jefferson.
My name is Addie, and my work will be cloudy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.
Welcome back to WYLN News. The Wilkes-Barre Township Police is investigating a stabbing incident that occurred Wednesday night. According to authorities, the police were dispatched to the South Wilkes-Barre Geisinger for a male victim who managed to drive himself to the medical center following being stabbed by a female. The male was in a confrontation with the female in the area of 739 East Northampton Street around 11:30 p.m., according to police, who say the incident was targeted, so there is no threat to the public. The male was not very cooperative with the police. Rather than call for help, he drove to safety himself. He also refused to give any more information and chose not to press charges. Anyone with information on this incident is asked to email caparral@twp.wilkesbarre.pa.us. The Scranton Police Department has finished asking the public for help in locating a missing teenager who has been found. The missing teen was a 14-year-old girl named Leon Lushetsky, who was last seen on Wednesday, July 23rd, on the 1900 block of Price Street, Scranton. The search for Lushetsky has ended earlier today, and she has been found safely. Interstate 81 southbound was closed at exit 211 in Lenox, PA due to a crash. A detour took place in Susquehanna County in the meantime. As of now, everything has been cleared and I-81 southbound has been reopened. Drivers can always check road conditions of major roadways by visiting 511pa.com. It is still summer vacation, which means it is hot out. And when it is hot out, people are bound to have a craving for some frozen treats. But one kind in particular is going to raise some concerns. The company known as Rich's Ice Cream has commenced a recall of at least 100,000 ice cream bars since late last June. According to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, there have been concerns of possible contamination of Listeria, a harmful bacteria that can cause harsh sickness. It is mainly dangerous to newborns, the elderly, pregnant women, and overall people with weak immune systems. Although many products were dispensed throughout 23 states, as of Wednesday, July 23rd, there have been no reports of anyone falling ill due to the product. Listeria infection symptoms can include fever, diarrhea, nausea, headaches, and seizures. For anyone curious and wanting more information, they can go to the Rich's Ice Cream website at richicecream.com or visit the FDA's recall database at fda.gov. Coming up on Carbon County's News Choice, WYLN historian Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Montgomery, Part 3. And stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. Or Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists. Call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Are you looking for a trustworthy publishing company to publish your book? One that understands the process and upholds Christian values in its business practices?
Introducing Covenant Books, an author-friendly publisher who shares your beliefs and wants to publish your story. Call us today to get a free author packet to help get you started.
We realize your book is unique, personal, and written with a higher purpose. That's the content we're looking for.
We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process with professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the industry.
Covenant distributes and sells your book online and in bookstores everywhere. We convert your book in ebook format and sell it on Amazon, Apple iTunes, and to these distributors. Our authors love us.
So if you've written a biography, a devotional, a memoir, self-help, or any genre, we can help. Be like these authors and get your book published and sold today.
Call right now for your free writer's guide.
1-800-215-3680.
This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, Laura Rivera had headaches and dizzy spells. Her soccer star Lucy was out of alignment from playing sports. Stay tuned and see how chiropractic can help both of them.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Solo Spaceman. Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30.
My name is Abby, and my work will be cloudy.
A Path Through History is sponsored by the Old Jail Museum, 128 West Broad Street in Jim Thorpe. Call 570-325-5259 or visit them online at theoldjailmuseum.com.
In August 1899, Montgomery resident Oliver Delaney died when he was kicked in the head by a horse. His widow Sarah was left with 3 children, Johnny, Olive, and Florence, to care for. Not long afterwards, she took up with local rag salesman William Hummel. Those close to Sarah questioned this decision, for Hummel, in addition to being nearly 20 years her senior, had a disreputable reputation in the area. He had been thrice married before and had subsequently abandoned each of his previous wives, had been implicated in several robberies in Loyalsockville, and had been rumored to have possibly murdered farmer Amos Ritter in Watsontown. Hummel had also seemingly been infatuated with Sarah even before her husband's death, and been seen hanging near the Delaney house, presumably with the intent to seduce her. Regardless of these potential red flags, however, Sarah married Hummel on November 10, 1899. 6 days later, neighbors would see her outside Hummel's house on the outskirts of town, watching him chop wood. It would be the last time she would be seen alive. Hummel was seen late that night driving his wagon into town with something in the back covered in a sack. He would be in his backyard burning a fire all the next day, and when asked about his new wife's whereabouts, he said she had gone with 2 men to nearby New Columbia to take care of a sick woman. This was considered an odd story by others, especially since Hummel claimed he did not know the men she had supposedly gone with. The fact he had blood on his clothes also raised some concerns. Still, even though the house was visibly empty for days afterwards, no one checked on the family until November 23rd, when 2 bloody sacks were found in a field behind Hummel's house. They were taken to the town constable, who went to the property for a more formal search, and proceeded to find the bodies of Sarah and her 2 older children in a haystack, with a bloody axe nearby. Baby Florence would later be found under a manure pile in a horse stall nearby. Hummel would be arrested in nearby Allenwood and charged with the murder of his wife and her family. Authorities would have to evade a lynch mob of angry Montgomery residents out for Hummel's blood to get him locked up in Williamsport. Under interrogation, Hummel clung to the story of Sarah leaving with another man, whom he claimed had been named Harry Smith, but the man he tried to finger for the crime turned out to have been nowhere near his house on the night of the murder. Hummel then made an outstanding claim. Sarah's children were alive and living with a man named William Smith on East Mine Street in Hazleton. Authorities went to the address he had given them and did indeed find a William Smith and 3 children who looked exactly like Johnny Olive and Florence Delaney living there. A closer examination, though, confirmed they were in fact not Sarah Delaney's children, and Smith knew nothing of William Hummel. Hummel's trial, which was a major news feature in newspapers throughout the nation, was heavily attended, with so many spectators in the courtroom that the judge had to climb through a window to get inside. The trial lasted 5 days, after which Hummel was convicted after only 5 minutes of deliberation by the jury of the murder of his new family. He finally confessed a week afterwards, saying that he killed them in a fit of rage after finding some money missing. He would bizarrely request that people be allowed to visit him in prison for a dime's admission, a request that was quickly denied. On June 5, 1900, William Hummel was hanged for his crimes before a large crowd at the Lycoming County Jail. Sarah Delaney today rests with her first husband Oliver and her children in Allenwood's Christ Lutheran Stone Church Cemetery. Through the years, there are some who have sworn to have seen the ghostly figure of a woman in black walking the road near where Sarah now rests, a soul perhaps not yet at peace. Since the late 1800s, young American men have dreamed of playing in the major leagues. Not all of them make it to the majors in the end, and not all of those that do stay in the majors their entire career, but it's still a grand experience for those who do have the honor. One of those who did was Byron Garrison, popularly known as Rube, who was born in Montgomery on March 9, 1896. He attended Gettysburg College, where he picked up his nickname, and served a year in World War I before starting his baseball career with the Hanover Raiders of the Level D Blue Ridge League in 1920. 2 years later, he received his first call-up to the majors with the Philadelphia Athletics. He would spend part of the season pitching for the team before he was sent down to Double-A, to the Pacific Coast League's Portland Beavers. After a year and a half in Oregon, Garrison received a second call, this time to the Brooklyn Dodgers. This would be his final major league stop, as he would be sent down again in May 1924, although Garrison continued to play in the Pacific Coast League through 1927 with the Beavers and the original minor league Los Angeles Angels. After one final season in 1928 with the South Atlantic League's Greenville Spinners, Garrison retired. His major league pitching record would ultimately stand at 1-4 with a 7.86 ERA and 12 strikeouts. Following his retirement, Garrison worked as a state highway inspector and later as a truck driver for Williamsport Ash Company. He died in 1977 and rests today in Montgomery's St. John's Lutheran Brick Church Cemetery. Closer to home, Montgomery residents got to enjoy the sporting life with the opening of Miller's Park on May 30th, 1925. It had 2 tracks, one a half-mile long and the other a full mile, and featured horse, motorcycle, and automobile racing. It would also be the site of Montgomery's Community Fair when it began in 1931. Miller Park's tenure in the community, however, would come to an end in 1936, when the terrible St. Patrick's Day flood inundated Montgomery, causing tremendous damage, including sweeping away the bridge over the Susquehanna. Miller's Park was destroyed by the floodwaters, and the decision was made not to rebuild. The land where the park stood has since returned to farmland. Eventually, Montgomery recovered from the 1936 flood, and 3 years later they would have an unexpected brush with British royalty. King George VI and Queen Elizabeth had decided to tour Canada in May 1939. Their trip was a success, and the royals crossed over into the United States on June 7th, the first British monarchs to set foot inside Great Britain's former colony. Their destination was Washington for a private conference with Franklin Roosevelt. The King and Queen's train departed Buffalo at 11:15 that night under heavy security, their trip meant to be secret in the interest of national security. The first 8 hours of the trip on the Pennsylvania Railroad were uneventful, but near Montgomery, an axle bearing overheated on the pilot train accompanying the royal train, forcing it to stop. Although it was an isolated area with no roads nearby, state police and National Guardsmen rapidly formed a protective circle around it. The Royal train was switched around the pilot train and continued onward for the next 75 miles. One of the first times a Royal train did not have a pilot escort. The King and Queen made it safely to Washington to meet with Roosevelt, who in the following days would treat them to the all-American delicacy of hot dogs at his Hyde Park estate.
My name is Addie, and my work will be cloudy.
When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@wylntv.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Cooking rice just isn't nice. Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with Rice Robot, the 1, 2, 3 rice cooker. Watch. 1 add the white cup for rice, 2 add the blue cup for water, 3 click it and let Rice Robot perfectly cook it. The secret is Perfect Cook technology that surrounds the rice with controlled heat for even cooking. Then Rice Robot senses when it's done, auto stops and keeps it warm to serve. It won't burn, overcook or undercook, guaranteed. And rice is just the beginning. Make mac and cheese, frittatas, oatmeals, soups and stews, even ramen dishes. And with a ceramic ultra non-stick interior, cleanup's a breeze.
Get the complete Rice Robot cooking system with the steamer tray and 1-2-3 recipe guide, all for just $39.99. It comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. We'll even ship your entire order free. Order now.
1-800-640-8545.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
You're watching WYLN TV 35,